Good afternoon, everyone. It's Bobby G from CGN. Welcome to this week's host, Ethan Day from University of North Georgia. Welcome, Ethan.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Oh, thank you very much. So just so I don't, do you prefer Ethan or E or, I guess not?
Everyone calls me Jason because of Jason Day. Last name's Day.
Okay.
Ethan's perfect. Ethan's perfect.
Okay. I assumed ED would not be politically correct to call you, so I'm going to skip that one. That was on my list of theoretical nicknames. But anyway, so now we got that out of the way, Jason. Thank you. Appreciate you taking the time again, and thanks to your team members and particularly your behind the scenes guys, your SIDs, and other guys that have helped coordinate this with our team. So appreciate you coming aboard. So obviously you're off to a great fall season. If we could be, but before we get into that, I wanted to really compliment you on phenomenal fall. Could you mind just backing us up at the beginning and tell us about, when you started your junior career as a first question?
Yeah, absolutely. So growing up, I was always playing different sports. I played football, basketball, baseball. Golf was never really in the picture. I really was thinking about playing baseball. And that was all the way up to middle school. And the way I went to middle school, the way it worked was golf and baseball were in the same season. So I kind of had to pick and choose one I wanted to go with, and it was baseball. But my dad had introduced me to golf probably around 11 or 12, and I really enjoyed it. And it's something that I picked up really quickly. So I was like, I'll take up golf. Let's try golf. And now we're here. Ever since then, it's been a grind. It's been fun. And it's been everything I've always wanted to do.
So one question on the interrelationship between golf and baseball. Obviously, I'm not an expert on either, but I know a little bit about both. But from my understanding is that the swings they're not complementary. Like, for example, maybe hockey is in golf.
Yeah.
And so was that really causing you some issues, like while you were playing both at the same season?
It was. So there's multiple instances where I would go from baseball practice to golf practice, or vice versa, golf to baseball, and I would be completely off. It would swing in both ways. Would be terrible. I remember there was one instance where I had a baseball game, and my granddad had taken me to the range like right before, and I don't think I got a hit that entire game. I mean, it was terrible. And then since then, that never happened again. But yeah, they're not real complimentary with each other.
Well, thanks for confirming that. I always had heard that, but now I got 100% verification. I guess it's just to your credit, your athleticism, that you were able to play multiple sports at the same time during each season, but especially those two sports at the same time. So obviously you played well enough. Tell us about how you selected University of North Georgia.
Absolutely. So, out of high school, I wasn't really recruited by many schools. One school that I was looking into was Lee University, in Cleveland, Tennessee. They were my first visit, and then I had known Worley. I played at Dalton High School, and at the time he was coached in Gainesville High School. So we played many tournaments together. So I knew him, not on a personal level, but I knew him from playing tournaments with him. And when he got the job here, I was really interested in coming up for a visit. And when I did, I mean, it clicked immediately. I mean, I loved Worley. I loved everything he was about. The university was amazing. The guys on the team were amazing. And one thing he put emphasis on was team chemistry. And growing up kind of in a small town, our team chemistry on our high school team was unbelievable. So that's something that I really love, was the team chemistry. And to this day, it's something that even competitors say, like, man, like, y'all are really close with each other. I was like, yeah, like that's what we're about. I mean, I love that. I mean, that's probably one of the main reasons why I like North Georgia so much, and I've been here and I've loved it ever since. It's just it's amazing.
That's a great story. It's really nice to hear. I know that doesn't exist everywhere, so it's really very cool as a outsider to hear that about North Georgia. Congrats on the ranking. Wow, 24 nationally, D2 is incredible. Number 4 regionally is outstanding. How have you kind of managed those expectations playing within the college environment, and then how does that intersect with your potential career to become professional?
Yeah, it's something that I try not to think about it daily. I mean, it's always there. Like rankings are always there in your face. They're always being posted on Instagram or Twitter, and it's something to look at. But it's definitely at times it's a confidence booster. You know, when sometimes I'm not hitting it very great or I'm struggling, I'll be like, well, you know what? Like I'm one of the best in the country. So let's remember who you are, and let's go out there and show them who you are. So it's something that I've definitely grown on it. I mean, I remember freshman year, sophomore year, I don't think I snuck inside the 100 or the 200. So it's good to see. It's good to see the work kind of finally paying off a little bit.
Right. Well,
But
that's great. Congratulations. It's shows all that hard work or grind, as you said, is really paying off. Who, at a young age, did you really learn about? I know you said you took it up quickly, but who could you, kind of say was most instrumental in fundamentals and learning the game to get to where you're at now at a competitive level, being ranked so high?
yeah, it was growing up. It was mainly my dad. My dad, he's always been him. He's a really good golfer. I think he's probably around scratch or something like that. So he definitely showed me into the game and showed me how to play it and showed me the etiquette and all the whatnot. But he mainly growing up, I never really got lessons from anyone else. He kind of mainly showed me what I needed to do, taught me all the things I know now were mainly from him. So that's the main part of it. And then obviously growing up and getting more and more into the game, I were to get lessons and stuff. But he was mainly the main influence on everything that I know now. So it's good to have. He's also really good too. So it's like if I want to get competition, I want to go play him. It's fun. It's a competition for sure.
You just took my next question away, which was, when was the first time you beat him?
Oh gosh, I think I was probably. I think I started 11 or 12, and I was probably 14. So it's probably 2 years into playing the game. And it's something that I haven't been able to go home too much lately because we've been so busy. But when I do, we always try and go play, and it feels like every time we go play, it's always a competition. But I think right now, I mean, I don't think he's beaten me in a couple of years. So we got a hot streak going at the moment.
Well, that's really cool. Mr. Day, if you're listening, that's basically a challenge to start doing some grinding of your own. And next time Jason's home, you got to go after him a little harder, maybe. Or maybe just negotiate for a few strokes or something.
Yeah, I'll tell you that I've offered to give him strokes, and he doesn't want any. So he wants to beat me straight up.
Got to respect that. Appreciate it. So let's shift a little bit about your amazing fall season. 2 firsts for the team, 1 second and a third. Phenomenal results this fall. So what happened coming into this fall? Where did you guys know you were going to be that good, or after you won the first tournament, you're like, let's go?
Yeah. So backing off of last season when we finished national runner-up, we had some high expectations going into this year. We obviously we lost 2 or 3 guys that played a key role in last year, and then last year's success. But we have some new guys step up. So I figured the expectations were pretty high. I figured we were going to come into the season strong, start playing well. So it wasn't a surprise to anyone, especially me. It just kind of validated all of our hard work that we put in. It was good to see some really good results coming. And winning's always nice. So it was pretty fun.
That's great. Well, before I put you on the hot seat for a tough question, I'm going to give you a softball here. What's your favorite karaoke song?
Karaoke song? Oh gosh, my dad's gonna laugh when he watches this. But Ice Baby.
Ice Baby. Okay.
One. I've known that song word for word for probably 5 years. It's a good one.
So was that your walk-on song in baseball too, or you had something else back then?
It was at times. Yeah.
Good for you. Love the consistency. Okay, let me ask you the harder question now, just to put you on the hot seat. If you had to pick a player on your team that's the most underrated right now, who would it be?
That is a good question. I'm probably gonna go with Colby Bennett. You know, he's growing up, or not growing up, but I think he's a sophomore now. Yeah, so this is his second year, but he's probably one of the guys on the team that works the hardest. He's always out here grinding. He has a routine when he gets to the range, what he wants to do, what is just kind of what he wants to work on. And he's starting to play some really good golf this semester, I think, or this year. I think his worst finish was this past event, and it was 19th.
Wow.
He's coming in strong, and he's one of the guys that when I graduate, when my class graduates, he's going to be the one to step up. And it's going to be really, really exciting to see. But yeah, I think he's going to be really good.
Great. So obviously, sounds like he could play an integral role in your endeavor to repeat the championship this year. Or you said runner up last year. So what do you, without getting too far ahead of yourself and without having the coach be disappointed that you're thinking too far ahead, how does the next couple of months look like in leading up to the end of the year?
Yeah. So we just got back from a tournament. We did good, but not great. We didn't win. So obviously we're not satisfied. So I think from now on, or the next couple of months, we're going to continue to get better. Every tournament is a lesson learned. We always learn. We as a group after tournaments, we like to reflect on what we did well, what we did bad, what we can improve on. So I think for the next couple of months, over the next months or two, playing some tournaments, I think we can just continue to get better. We do all the right things practice wise. Workouts. We do all the right things. I think as we continue to do what we do now, we'll continue to improve and get better. So I think we just got to continue grinding and then keep on playing.
Great. So you touch a little bit on the kind of reflection part, and I'm really curious if you don't mind giving us a little background in terms of your mental state, what you do to stay focused, stay cool on the course, and a little bit about your mental game and your approach to the mental game. First, let's talk about competitive play, and then maybe if you have a minute, we can talk about practice as well.
Yeah. So it's going into tournaments. I don't like to get ahead of myself. I don't like to kind of look at the results. I've done that before, and it never really works out to my favor. So one thing I like to focus on in competitions is thinking about shot per shot. I don't like, some guys think of an end score or like an end goal they want to finish at, or a number they want to finish at. For me, that's kind of too result oriented. So I like to stay kind of in the present and think about what I can control now and do what I can now and all I can now. So hopefully the results are good at the end goal. And that's one thing Coach Worley is really good at, is he's brought in a couple guys and girls that are professionals, like in the mental, like psychology state, that helps us with our mental game. We had a person come in a couple months ago that we did a seminar with that really helped us kind of dive deeper into our mental game and what we can do to improve that. So it was really good to kind of see some things that I do well and some things that I could change on the golf course and off the golf course too, but mainly on the golf course. But that's one thing I love about, going back to that question, the university, is he takes a really big part of the mental game. And I think golf, I don't remember who said this, but golf is a game of 5 inches, 5 inches between your ears. And I think that is very, very crucial. If you can have a strong mental game, especially in this game, you'll go far. You'll go really far.
So related to that, when or if you ever have a bad hole or a bad 9, what do you do to put it in the rearview mirror and move on? Or you reflect a little bit and then you move on, or you just like forget it immediately?
So yeah, that's a big part. When you're gonna have bad holes, you're gonna have bad shots. So you got to be able to you have to be able to overcome those. And the way I do it is I just kind of don't let it bother me. I did what I did. I did what I can control. And that's about it. I mean, if it's a bad shot on my part, or if something that I could control, I'll get a little mad, but I'll let that go. I don't let that bother me from the next shot. Because the more you let it bother you, it's like a domino effect. The shots are just going to keep getting worse, and you're not going to play as well. So I think being able to overcome that is very key. And the way I do that is, at the end of the day, golf it's just a game. It doesn't define who you are. What you shoot doesn't define who you are as a person. So I think being able to think about that is really key, and just kind of getting over bad golf shots. I mean, they're going to happen, so you just kind of have to get over it.
That's amazing. Obviously, you're a senior and you've picked up a lot of wisdom over the years, but it sounds like you're really dialed into that right now. So glad I answered, and I was really impressed by your answer. So, appreciate that. So if you don't mind sharing a little bit about what's in your bag right now, and maybe start with your putter.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been, I used to putt with a Scotty Cameron Trillium, one of the old ones. That was a little too light. So now I have a Scotty Cameron Phantom 5.5. It's been very beneficial. I think I changed to it last year, maybe towards the end of the year. And since then my putting stats have gone up. So it's been really good. And then moving on to the wedges, I'm gaming some SM10s, Vokies. I've used Vokies for my entire life. So it's not, I don't want to change. So I've always been a good wedge player. So it's not something that I want to kind of change with, but, and then I'm using the Mizuno 223s. However, I do have the new Mizuno S3s on the way. They should be here any day now. So I'm looking forward to those getting in.
Great.
And then I have recently got a QI35 2 hybrid. That thing's been a game changer. We played in Vegas this past week, and I had to hit it. It was really windy, so I had to hit it pretty low. So that was really good. And then a QI10 3 wood. Got fit for that probably a year and a half, 2 years ago. And then the new GT3 driver. So we're doing pretty good. I'm really excited for those new irons to come in.
Great.
Exciting.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing how they work. So you don't feel any pressure then from Ping then, given that you were on their all regional team?
No. Yeah, that was. I have used Ping clubs in the past, but not anymore.
Okay, great. And so, a few last questions. So, what are your goals, personally for the rest of the season, kind of like leading up to when you graduate, and what's after that?
So before I graduate, it's always the goal to win at the highest level. So winning a national championship with our team right now is the main goal. That is the absolute goal. And I'd like to sneak in an individual win. But if I can give that up to win a national championship, I'd do that in a heartbeat. So, but like I said, I don't want to be too result oriented. So just the small goals until then. But main goal is to win that big one at the end. That's the one that matters.
Great. And then what about after graduation? What are your thoughts?
I'm gonna try and play amateur stuff all this summer. And then I'm going to start my first pro event will be the Georgia Open. It's actually at my home golf course at Dalton Golf and Country Club. So that'll be a pretty good first pro event. And then we're going to hit Q School right after that. So
great.
Hopefully I have a breakthrough there, and we'll see where that goes.
Wow. It was so awesome hearing your story, Jason. Really, Ethan. Apologize. I don't want everyone in the world to start calling you Jason. Sounds like but I appreciate your time today. We appreciate your time today. And it sounds like you got it all. You're clicking on all cylinders, and want to wish you and the team a great second half of the season here, and we'll be cheering for you in the finals. And we're starting to do at CGN. We're starting to do a number of more state opens and amateurs throughout the country. We already have some on the books already. So I don't know the current status of Georgia, but maybe when we tell them that it's going to be your first pro tournament there, maybe and we tell them that you're a friend of ours, maybe we'll have some sway in them pulling the trigger. So if not though, we're definitely going to be watching for you and rooting for you, and really, really appreciate you and North Georgia for letting us, have a few minutes with you today. I know you're really busy, but it was a pleasure meeting you, and really best of luck to you. And we're big fans here at CGN of Ethan Day. So thanks again.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having me. It was really fun. I enjoyed it.